Okay, today's March 7, 2017. I'm attorney Cedra Vitale. I'm an immigration attorney in private practice in the Boston area. So this video is to summarize a couple of points out of yesterday's executive order. One, refugee processing across the board is being halted for 6 months. This is bad because refugees who undergo the most extreme vetting of any other type of immigrant in the world, their stuff expires over time and it has to be redone. So you make these people wait for 6 months and it's going to tack on like another 2 years or something of processing for their cases once they're allowed to start processing again. That is really crappy thing to do to people who aren't, statistically any more likely to engage in hate crimes or terrorism or anything like that. It's really disappointing to see the number of refugees to be admitted into the country capped at 50K when it was over twice that. So I don't know if that runs afoul of any of our international legal obligations, but I'm sure we're going to find out. I certainly think that it affects our standing in the international community and not in a positive way. Next, the Department of Homeland Security is being encouraged to consider suspending its authority to grant what are called terrorism-related, to grant waivers of terrorism-related inadmissibility grounds. And that sounds really scary of like, oh yeah, man, they should be suspending waivers. But the thing is that some of the provisions in that particular section of the immigration statute are really specific about what a terrorist organization is, and it's, the people whose names you see on TV, right? Okay, duh, yeah, we're not going to let them in. There's a statute that says not to. But the thing is that there's also much vaguer definitions where seriously you could be a student and with 2 other students, so that there's 3 of you, you're there for a group, and one of you has a baseball bat, and it's like you meet a couple of more vague criteria and bang, you're considered to be in a terrorist group, because like there's some kind of violence and the cops got called or something. I mean, it is so so broad. It is so easy for people to get caught up, and that's what that waiver process allows, is for those people to be allowed to be gated into the country because they're not terrorists. They have nothing to do with terror. So the fact that DHS is being basically directed to consider not using that authority to waive these alleged grounds of admissibility for such people is really disturbing. And come to think of it, I wonder if it might be some sort of violation of, the agency has authority that's delegated by Congress, and it's in the statute. And so if the, the head of the executive branch is directing an agency in the executive branch to not use its authority that it's been granted by Congress, I don't know. That there might be an interesting constitutional issue there. And we will probably not see a reduction in the number of lawsuits simply because this order exists now. It does, like I said in my previous video, explicitly rescind the prior one, but it's clearly got problems of its own. Thank you.